So this is part 2, continuing our conversation from RFK Jr. and vaccines, and we got on the topic of autism. Many of you don't know this, but I raised a son who is high-functioning autism, and he is doing great, but even I didn't get him diagnosed till he was 13 years old. And you might be like, why is that? Because nobody really had any real information. They were trying to give him a diagnosis of ADHD when it actually wasn't, and trying to put him on, medication that he didn't need. He didn't have a focus issue at all. Matter of fact, he could focus on a lot of stuff. He focused on everything. He was very, he was very, organized and liked his routine, and liked to had the same thing going on every day. He's very like that. But all throughout that time I was doing research, and but doctors back then didn't know. We're talking about, my son is 31 years old now, but we
hear this all the time from that side, the conservative side of things. Well, all these people weren't autistic back in my day. All these people weren't trans back in my day.
That's not true.
All these people weren't gay back in my day.
That's not true.
Of course it's not true. We learn more. As time goes on, we learn. There used to be no planets in our solar system. We used to think the sun revolved around the Earth. Then we figured out it didn't. Then we found a couple more planets. Then we found a couple more planets. Now we can see thousands of planets. So by conservative logic, those planets didn't used to exist because we couldn't see them. Same with autism. Same with all these other things. We've learned more. We've broadened the spectrum of what that includes. Back in the day, if you were autistic, especially if you were low-functioning autistic, they just stamped the R word on your head and threw you in a fucking padded room and let you drool on yourself. Mm-hmm. Now we've learned that that's not true. That some people just learn differently. That some people learn by seeing, some people learn by doing, some people learn by reading, some people move a little slower, some people move a little faster, some people can hyper-focus on certain things. Some people are wildly musically gifted. Some people are wildly mechanically gifted. Some people are wildly literarily gifted. Mm-hmm. So we've learned about these things. It's and the same thing and I hate to lump these things together because they're not the same thing, but these people use these same arguments against them. Gay and trans people. Back in the day, there wasn't less gay people. It was that if you were gay, you couldn't get a fucking job and you got your ass beat out in the street. But we've moved past that, sort of, and we need to keep moving past it. So these people are now more accepted. There's not more of them. We've stopped killing them and beating them and ostracizing them, unless you live in a red state. Mm-hmm. And that's why. So not more. Oh, all these kids are trans and gay. No, they're just fucking comfortable being themselves. Oh, everyone's autistic. No, we've just learned that people learn differently. All autism is, and this is kind of the word du jour, is neurodivergent, meaning you just learn things different. You process information different. You handle things a little bit differently. So you know what? You make the world a little easier for those people, and you nurture them, and they succeed, by and large. They're very successful people. You don't even know, 99.9% of the time. So this notion that, to fold it back into what we were talking about, vaccines cause autism, we don't know. We don't know what does and what doesn't do this. It's just a neurological thing. It's a neurological difference. It may not even be caused by anything. It may just be a different mutation in our bodies. No different than my wife has brown eyes and I have gray eyes and someone else has blue eyes and someone else has blonde hair. Mm-hmm. Just this is a brain thing with the way that you process and handle information and stimulus in your environment. That's it. So this notion that we have to find the cause. No, we know it's there. So let's just nurture these people and, make the world a little more sensitive to their plight so that they have the same opportunities to be successful as everybody else. Because the reality of it is, if you grew up in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, you might be dealing with this. and never got diagnosed and don't know it, and you just feel like,
Shoot.
and maybe you feel like you're dumb or slow or don't process things right, but you just probably fall somewhere on that spectrum. Or maybe you're hyper fixated on something. Maybe you know a shitload about something. And you're like, why am I so interested? Because that's what maybe you're on that spectrum somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Most people probably fall somewhere
On the spectrum.
on that spectrum. That's why it's a fucking spectrum.
Exactly.
It's not just low-functioning, non-verbal people that can't function in life. It's also the guy that's super interested in trains, or the guy that can tear a car motor down and put it back together without even looking at it, or the guy that can sit down at a piano who's never played piano and start playing it. It's a spectrum. It's what it is. So this notion that these people need put in a group or a box or sent to some camp or fucking whatever. Dude, people just process shit differently. Everybody's different. Just be nice to them and help them, and they'll probably be successful. Hell, a lot of them will probably be more successful than any of us because they are very driven. Mm-hmm. I'm probably somewhere on there. There are things that I know a shitload about. Mm-hmm. I can look at something and just see it, like, if you've ever seen like a blowout schematic of something and how it goes together, that's how I look at the world. Mm-hmm. Everything I look at, I can just see how it goes together. I can look at a car, pull it apart, walk away from it, not take any pictures, not write anything down, and I can come back to a pile of parts 2 days later and put it back together.
I love that about you.
It's just, so I'm probably somewhere on that. There are a handful of things that I am hyper interested in, and I don't give one fuck about anything else. I wear the same shit every day. I eat the same food every day. I go through the exact same routine every day. And if I get deviated from it in any way, shape, or form, you can ask my wife, I turn into a real bitch. So, but you learn about yourself and you learn about these things and you go, okay, well, this isn't an excuse for me to be an asshole, but you learn a little bit about yourself and you go, well, okay, I can navigate this and maybe that's because of this and this is because of that. But guess what? Even if, and I'm not saying this, so don't clip this and put me on the internet, let's pretend vaccines do cause autism. I'd rather be alive and autistic than dead.
Yeah, I know that's right.
So guess what? Vaccines are still awesome. RFK's a moron.
Right.
All of these mom groups on the internet can suck it. Guess what? Autism's not a disability. It's a fucking superpower. So dig into your special interest, get out there, and be the best fucking person you can be, and just fucking be nice to people.
That's it. That's all. Thank you. Follow us on our YouTube at KitchenTalks.